Hello guys, hello guys, and welcome to another video with me, Kitsashikun. Once again we're playing Mass Effect Andromeda. This time I'm trying out the Angara Avenger. Pretty decent class overall, not what I expected, coming from its its background as a species altogether. However, it's proving insanely useful, as it's a mixture of a stealth type and a class that can easily dish out high amounts of damage if it wanted to. Right now, the weapons, I'm dealing with the Sidewinder pistol, which is really good. I wish it had more ammo. I feel like it needs more ammo. This guy's melee is also really quick, really powerful. If you've played the story mode and you unlock the Angara Finran, then that's what you're using with this character. It's a small, sharp, dagger-like blade. Oh jeez. And this guy sports. Oh, I stabbed his head off. This guy sports loads of really good powers. One, he has Avenger Strike. It counts as a melee from reading the description. Wow. Okay, none of them went through. From reading the description, it counts as a melee, but also counts as like an invisible strike, so the enemy stands still. Like, he can feel the presence, he stands still, not knowing what it is, to get struck with this power. In the end game level of this power, you can end up upgrading it to a point where it staggers enemies around it. For instance, he's dead. He's not dead. But then you can just go, whoop, on your head. Then there you go. Oh. That went slightly better than I thought, actually. However, there are downsides to this character. For instance, even though, wow, that did hit him. Even though it classes as a melee, it's guaranteed to do a lot of damage just from that fact. But what it still has is a cooldown, which can be annoying. Fucking die! Which can be annoying if you want to use this character for its close range capabilities. This guy also comes with sticky grenades, Avenger Strike, and Stealth Grid. Stealth Grid's amazing, especially for, like, if people understood how to use the power properly and knew that they had this thing. Oh wow, how did two of them get down here? Fuck. Oh god, and you got that guy just sitting there. I'm gonna quickly get out of this area. But Stealth Grid's good for people that understand that they've been taken over by Stealth Grid. For instance, he doesn't realise. You know, I go in, I teleport next to people. If I see they're in trouble, I'll Stealth Grid them. Therefore, they can run away. And if someone's downed themselves, I was gonna say, like, this person. What? Oh, I didn't clutch it. How? Freaking man. Done. This Sidewinder. And then, nope, he's dead. Why? But anyway, Stealth Grid's really good. Gotta love the playability of the PS4 controller. However, it lasts for 5 seconds, and basically if you have about 16 seconds left, oh geez, that's a big guy. If you have 16 seconds left for extraction, or you have 24 seconds left for extraction, you can buy half a minute of invisible time with Stealth Grid and the team around you. But however, that's if they know they've been taken over by this power. That was a bit glitchy. That's a bit glitchy. I don't like that. That's a bit too glitchy. Okay. Okay, you should have died by now. Why are you just on no health? Just... what the f... Why am I lagging? Okay, that guy is... okay, damage is back to normal, so I'm not lagging as bad. But, for now I can buy... half a minute right now. I just saved him. Shit. I can buy half a minute. I have to remember to frickin' talk. I can buy half a minute. For instance, Stealth Grid 1. He doesn't know he's been taken under it. I'll quickly go out, get this, jump back, go in. Throw grenades everywhere, just in case. Stealth Grid one more time. And... oh jeez, not! Oh, thank God. I've had it in the past where, if you jump, at the time of extraction, you'll get a partial. Fun times for that team, and for that completion of whatever rank you're doing. I think it was bronze at the time. But let's just say it's annoying. But now, to finally talk properly about the powers, because when everything's going a shitstorm like that, well, the minor shitstorm for bronze, and then you've got lag issues, which you saw, which is really, really weird, just some spike, infinite enemy health. Always something to look forward to. I'll exit this lobby, they're all kind of shit anyway. Anyway, time to talk about the powers. I'm going to quickly upgrade. I'm going to upgrade Bleeding Strike. Oh god, I can also do another one. The attack surprises enemies near the target, briefly reducing their damage. Or plus 40% damage. Right now it does 500. Right now it does 500. So, I don't know. It's pretty powerful, the way it is. It is pretty powerful the way it is already. I don't know. A damage debuff around enemies would be useful. I think I'll do that. Actually, no, let me back out. No. I'm going to do one upgrade for this with the Bleeding Strike, and then I'm going to do... what's the ones here? 15% movement speed, health regeneration cap. Or... duration. I think I'll go... I think I'll work on getting my Avenger Strike and Electric Defense up. And I'll go with... I don't know if damage resistance while evading's any good, because this guy disappears as he dodges. I haven't really had any enemy track me while I've been evading because of the cloaked movement. 40% health regeneration cap, so you can heal 40% extra than you normally could without it, and you can heal extra 40% of health normal regeneration time. I think, you know, evasion gets used a lot, even just like trying to like just from walking across the map. So I think evasion will be that. That's what I'll use. Now, build. Two ways I see this character being used. One is through stealthy combat. He teleports in, he deals a strike, and then he can teleport out just as quick. Or This guy can be used as almost like a vanguard, shifting in and out of like a cloak, evading, dodging around opponents, and then using his bioelectric defense at max capacity to buff himself or an ally to add that 80 damage resistance. It almost means you mitigate half damage. So I think this guy can teleport in using Avenger Strike, attack an enemy with it. Depending on how you've scaled the Avenger Strike, like you saw before, there's a debuff. You can debuff them, which means that they deal less damage, allowing you and anyone around you to escape, or possibly just dish out extra and stay in the area longer, depending on what weapon you have. But however, he can teleport in, and then stealth grid away, and then sticky grenade the area with a kind of a sniper. If people get too close, he Avenger strikes them. Or he can be used as a up close quarters combat kind of person, where he uses Avenger Strike, he uses sticky grenade, and then just relying on his bioelectric defense for the resistance and whatever weapon he's got at the time, he can use his melee as well, insanely powerful and quick. And when he gets really weak and he's about to fatality, he can stealth grid him and whoever's with him out of the area to recover. Or even, depending on how you upgrade stealth grid, you can even stay around the area and regen your shield and a bit of your health while you're hidden, sticking around there. Not forgetting that when you break stealth, you get the additional... Is it this one? You get the additional bonus? Gun damage bonus, power damage bonus, and melee damage bonus. So not only that, you can Avenger Strike, stealth grid when you get on low health, sticky grenade out of the stealth and deal extra damage with that, as sticky grenade does an insane amount of area damage already for every enemy. It's almost... I'd like to say it's almost like the Cobra RPG, but the special consumable power. But it's really powerful. Notwithstanding, it's really powerful. Let's go in depth with the powers. So sticky grenade. Rank 1, tap button, hold it to aim the grenade. I've never actually used the hold. I've never actually held the button down. I've just thrown it and then... Wow, such a preview on the top left. Power cell for rank 2, so you get to use one more than normal. 15% damage, upgrading its damage. Now, rank 4 and 4, radius and damage. How high does it? It's 4 meter radius already. You're only going to really use it in a tight group of enemies. So I'd go with damage. Grenade capacity or shrapnel. Damage per second or an extra 2. Damage per second 45, but how long is the seconds it lasts? Damage per second 45. It doesn't say how long it lasts for, but no, I think I'd go shrapnel. Nothing would be bad to say that a little extra damage per second would be great with this device. If it doesn't kill them already, it will shred their health down slightly per second. And for this level 6 rank, I'd probably go anti-armor. With these combat powers, I always find I'm using them against everyone, but mainly whenever I see an armored enemy, that's when I'm using these, because these are always high power, high damage, kind of like, if you have to use a cell with it, it's got some kind of, it's got some kind of powerful aspect to the power. I'd say though, anti-armor for sure for this power, so it can shred through those tough to kill enemies already. It already decimates shield in the first place. If you upgrade it versus shield, then you can destroy shields easily anyway without them. Shields aren't that difficult to take down if you've got the right weapon with you, or even the right power if you've got an engineer with you, or the tech class with its specific abilities like overload, invasion, or even the shield one that takes the energy from an enemy and applies it onto yourself. I can't remember the name off the top of my head for that power, but you know, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, for this anti-armor, I'd say for sure. Stealth Grid. Cloaks you and your allies within a radius, grants everyone infected brief damage bonus when they break cloak to attack. Brilliant thing, great survivability here with the device. Again, uses cells because of its overpoweredness. I mean, you shouldn't be able to generate this at will, you know what I mean? But this is definitely good, and this actually ties in with Avenger Strike, its own specific, this Angara's specific ability, local to its species. But anyway, let's go to this. So, cloak enemies and get a brief damage bonus when they break cloak. Rank 2 is Power Cell, so you get to use an additional one. I think at this time it'll be 2, yep, so with this extra one you get 3 uses of it. And at this moment in time it lasts 8 seconds. With the extra 30% duration, you can increase that slightly more to I think about like maybe 10 seconds or so ish, which is good. Which is good. Those extra seconds count. Rank 4, now the tree splits off. Power cells or effective radius. I think I'll go power cells. I'd rather be able to use more than have it affect a wider radius around me, because I think teammates don't really understand that they're being taken over by the cloak that you emit. They just see this power and then it's suddenly invisible and then they're still shooting. They don't actually take into account like they can do other things now that they're cloaked. They can get close to the enemy, they can flank them, they can do other things. They don't take it into account. The power gets wasted. Essentially, when you use it with your team, if they don't know you are this character with this ability and that you're using it on them, the power goes to waste. So I'd say extra power cell. Get that chance to use it again. If anything, this will save your guys more lives, it'll save more revival packs, and it'll definitely get the job done better than having a radius. Kind of pointless in my eyes, because like I said, unless you have a team that knows you're going to use this power, then you can't repurpose it. They're just going to fire through it and that's the cloak gone. It's good if you revive someone, or before reviving someone you go in with the cloak, you can revive them and then activate the cloak again. But it's the fact that your teammate won't know necessarily that you're using this cloaking ability on them, apart from their character disappears for a short time. They may even think it's their own little side effective ability. Lots of things go through a person, so when they see this power activated, and I don't see it worth the risk going for radius. So I'd go power cells in this instance. Rank 5, duration or shield grid. Boosts shield regeneration for all cloaked targets. You generate an extra 30% shields, and your delay reduction for shield regeneration is reduced by 30%. That's good. It means when you're shielded, you start healing 30% shield, and then your shield starts regenning quicker, which is good considering this lasts 8 seconds. After this, probably about 10 seconds. It's good in that instance. It's great, it works fine. Duration 30%. Duration or shield grid. Boosts shield regeneration for all cloaked targets. This one again, I feel like would be mainly used for yourself. This will be mainly used for yourself in battle, so I'd reckon I'd go shield. Duration along with the one before means you're increasing it by 60%, which means that you're getting this over 12 seconds, so you're just gonna hit maybe 13 seconds. 13 seconds of stealth. So I think when you get that and it goes to about 10, I think getting that's a bit of a waste. I think it should be more. You shouldn't have to pay or use the equivalent of 5 points to get the same from a rank 5 power as you do a rank 3 power. I don't think that makes sense. So I'm going to go with something different, and shield grid would be my rank 5 choice. Rank 6, endgame ability, movement speed or cloaked 30%. So evasive grid or ambush grid, 50%, so it basically boosts the damage bonus for all targets. 50% gun damage bonus, 40% power damage, and 50% melee. This is a difficult choice for me. You see, I like using stealth grid to run out of an area or to revive allies. And if I'm doing reviving allies and running out of the area, movement speed while cloaked may be beneficial. I don't find myself using the cloak and then merely for the fact that when I come out of it I get this damage bonus. It's not my primary thought when I use the power. When I use the power, it's so I can get out of somewhere, get out of harm's way. So the 30% movement speed sounds pretty good. You're moving almost 1.5 times quicker. I'm trying to think of it in an aspect that you can actually imagine. You're running almost double the speed, but not. You're running about 1.5 times your normal speed. You can cover more distance that way, but it's only while you're cloaked. But that extra movement speed for the 10 seconds you have by the end of this sounds pretty good. But if you're breaking cloak because you see the opportunity of a weak enemy, I think I'll go ambush grid. So I'll go rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 standard, rank 4 I'll go power cells, rank 5 I'll go shield grid, rank 6 I'll go ambush grid. That's the way I'd use this. Yeah, that's the way I'd go for it. Avenger Strike. Now, the Angara specific ability. Rank 1, cloak briefly, repositioning for a deadly strike from behind. This power is considered as a melee attack. So it's not special, it's a physical attack that the character uses using the weapon it has on him at the time. So, damage 500, recharge time 12 seconds, kinda sucks. Plus 10% recharge speed. So if I go back, does it actually tell you? Nope, it just expects you to know. So it's 10% recharge speed, so it's using about 11 seconds, not that great. But rank 4, bleeding strike or recharge speed. Bleeding strike is always good, so 30 damage per second for an extra 5 seconds. It's an extra 150 damage it will do, on top of the 500 it already deals, on top of the 15% damage it already gives. So 15% damage means this thing's dealing about 552 damage ish. I'm trying to do quick math here. 552 damage ish, and then you've got an extra 150 coming in, meaning you're dealing about 700 damage on the duration of 5 seconds. You've got to take into account the 5 seconds duration, which is really good. It's really good. I think that's well worth going for bleeding strike. Recharge speed, if you just want to keep using this, keep spamming this ability, then recharge speed as much as you can. Equip weapons where you still maintain your 100% melee recharge speed, or not melee recharge speed, your average recharge speed for your combat powers. But I think bleeding strike for me. Damage or flash strike for rank 5. The attack surprises enemies near the target, briefly reducing damage, and 40% damage. When I port in next to a character, I don't really often see characters spinning around and then, going, oh, he's over here. No, I don't see that. The character I aim at stops while everyone else continues moving forward, and I take it out. I kill the enemy, and then I cloak, or I run away. That, or I can, like you see in the video, the Bron, like just then, when I Avenger Striked. I failed using the shotgun, but I managed to take out the other two. Same thing would happen in that scenario, so I'd probably have to go with 40% damage in this instance. So, rank 6, Disrupting Strike or Cloak and Dagger. This is where the ability to add or use Stealth Grid more is in effect. Like, this Avenger Strike was made to work with Stealth Grid in this character's species and class. You get Disrupting Strike, increases damage to enemy shields and synthetic enemies, stuns targets, and leaves targets primed for combat detonations. Good, but you can't detonate them yourself, would be the only bad thing. You can prime the enemy, but you can't detonate them yourself. Stun duration is 5 seconds, plus 30% damage versus shields, plus 30% damage versus synthetics, which is really good. It does a hell of a lot of damage already, and shields kind of can interrupt melee damage. So I don't know. Killing an enemy with this power restores 1 stealth grid power cell. Is that really great? Is that worth it? Depending on your playstyle, it can be. If you're going in, you're using a stealth grid, but you're cloaking and daggering before you go in, then you use a stealth, then you come out. This thing, remember, 12 seconds recharge time. If you've got stealth grid and this, you can stealth grid. No, you can use Avenger Strike, stealth grid for the full 12 seconds. Then Avenger Strike again. If you kill the enemy, you get another stealth grid. Wait the 12 seconds, Avenger Strike, 12 seconds, Avenger Strike, 12 seconds, See where I'm going? Because you keep getting, according to this power, you keep getting 1 power cell for stealth grid with every enemy kill with this power. That's insane. This means you can just Avenger Strike and stealth grid the enemies, and they can't do anything. They can't do anything because you won't be visible enough for a long enough amount of time, unless you're facing, say, unless you're facing one of the micro boss enemies that can one-hit you, and they've started their ability, for instance, like the Remnant one, which does this area of effect damage. Not really a one-hit, but is designed to drain your shields really quick, and then the initial burst is for damage. But Cloak and Dagger, depending on your playstyle, is really good if you combine it with the recharge time of your stealth grid. But for me, I think I'd end up going Disruptive Strike. Maybe as this character progresses, and I get it later on, and I see how difficult gold is, especially whether I need to be cloaked more and apply these sort of tactics, then I'll change it around and I'll swap it around at that point. But for now, while I'm doing bronze and silver, this seems to be good. Disrupting Strike seems to be the area to go with this power. Weapons training. For some reason, whenever I see these 2 powers at the end, one always seems to be really good and the other one seems to be disappointing. I don't feel like this guy should be in here. So, firstly, plus 5% weapon damage, plus 10% weapon damage, plus 5% weapon damage, and 10% weight capacity. I think up to rank 3 all the time should be done at least up to rank 3, because you get all the main buffs from it. You get 10% weapon damage buff altogether and 10% power range, and you also get more weight. You can carry more, which is great because you can equip slightly more heavy duty weapons. If you want to go down this rank, you can choose between your weapons or your power. I'd probably go powers with this class. That seems like it's definitely supportive of its power use, so I'd probably go power augmentation, rank 5, ammo and targeting or aerial combat training. 50% hover duration, 100% weapon accuracy while airborne, plus 100%, sorry, and 20% weapon headshot weak point bonus, plus 25. I think I'll go ammo and targeting. You get more weak point bonus damage, headshots, etc., depending on where the weak point in the enemy is, and then you get 25% spare ammo plus, which is really good. You can always use more ammo with weapons. Rank 6, weapons specialist or power specialist. Weapon damage, accuracy and stability, 10, 15, 15. Or 15 power damage, all recharge speeds, plus 1. I'll go power specialist for sure. You recharge your speeds quicker, you get plus 1 power cell for your sticky grenade and your stealth grid, and you can also get power damage, which means you can carry about 4 sticky grenades, maybe possibly 5 stealth grids. I can't remember how much you can get if you go the stealth grid cell capacity route, but you might be able to carry 5. But yeah, I don't see myself going round. I see myself stopping here, maybe going to power, but I think I'll be stopping at rank 3 for this route. Bioelectric defense, again Angara specific, generates a bioelectric field to improve health and shields. I've spoken about this in one of the other videos when I'm on the Angara Insurgent, and I talk about the route that I'd go down. Rank 1, 2 and 3 is standard. Rank 4 I'd go with evasion. Rank 5, well, rank 4 evasion, because you cloak and enemies sometimes track you while you cloak, and it's not great. It's not great, especially when you got an observer aiming its cyclopean beam at you, and the aimbot is real. But yeah, 60% damage distance, almost halving the damage you take, is great. You've just got over a quarter damage received reduced, so that is good for that. Capacity, weight, and weapon spare ammo +1 to power cells as well. If you combine this with the weapons training, the Apex weapons training, that means 5 sticky grenades, 6 stealth grids, which is good, or 50% melee damage. I think for me, I'd be using Avenger Strike a lot. I think I won't rely that much on weapons. I mean, there are plenty of ammo boxes around. You don't really need to add more cell capacities. It's just, if you add more cell capacities, you're going to have to go to more boxes to restock, and then you've basically just siphoned an entire box for yourself. So I think for me it would go melee. Even though the weapon increase is nice because you can carry more heavy duty, like I said before, the melee damage seems key for this guy to just come in, deal the killing strike, and then go away, especially in those clutch moments. Those clutch moments like on the mission I had before, where you had to eliminate targets, and I pressed the button just at the wrong time, but to eliminate a the cat guy, the one that floats. Oh man, I should know his name as well. The one that floats and has the observer orb floating around him. But yes, for the clutch moments, 50% extra melee damage, boost everything so nicely. So I'd go with rank 5 melee. Rank 6, bioelectric ward or close quarters momentum. Gain a rampaging melee bonus for each melee hit or melee kill, provided it has been less than 10 seconds since the last melee kill. I don't think I'll be surrounded by enemies that often when using this character. I think it'll be the occasional 2 or 3 enemies, but they should be dead within 4 hits anyway, especially with Avenger Strike on there. They should be dead really quick. And ward damage resistance with allies within 6 meters, one can receive this 80 damage resistance. I will go bioelectric ward. Straight away rank 6. When you receive damage, a ward automatically activates around the individual, increasing damage resistance for 5 seconds. Can occur once every 15 seconds. That's really great. This is a great thing to have for 5 seconds. You can teleport in. Survivability, if you're doing close quarters combat, is on point. And if you have loads of guys around you, it doesn't necessarily have to go to you, but hopefully it works in the system. Like if a person's receiving more damage, it will go to them instead of a random person within 6 meters of you. However, if no one is, it will always go to you, which means you always have ward damage resistance of 80 on every 15 seconds. As well as the extra 60 when you're moving around. Really great stuff there. In terms of weapons, you should use it. I had the Ruzad shotgun, the Krogan shotgun, just to try it because I got it in the pack. However, I think using something equivalent of possibly the Equalizer and Scorpion would probably be great on this guy. The Sidewinder's pretty good. I didn't expect it to be the way it was. I expected less of this weapon, but I don't know, I reckon it performed really good. What do you guys think? I think it performed really well. Talon for the shotgun. This does just less damage than there is a shotgun, and is more accurate. GG. So possibly Equalizer, maybe Ushio if you're going to be further away and you can afford to snipe and reload with this weapon. I'd probably go Equalizer and Scorpion. That would probably be my thing for this guy. If not, I'd probably go Thokin and Scorpion. Also, the difference between the L89 Halberd and the M96 Matic. This weapon was a beast. They called it the Cerberus rifle in Mass Effect 3. This thing was absolutely destructive. It was a different variant to this. This is the single fire version of it, but this was actually amazing in Mass Effect 3. And it actually proves to be quite beastly as well in this game. However, the Halberd, the L89 Halberd is supposed to be a variant of the M96 Matic, but it fires slower. I feel it has the same accuracy, but I feel it's more inaccurate. Wow, it has way less ammo. It has way less ammo. Has less clip size and less fire rate. So it's pretty much a downgrade. Considering they do almost the same amount of damage. And the difference is one's a gold and one's a silver. So if you do get these two weapons, make sure to use the M96 Matic. If the L89 Halberd is in your style of play, go ahead, use it by all means. But for me, I think the M96 Matic 1 is definitely going to be my weapon of choice between the two of them. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you liked my rambling. Do leave a comment in the section below. Leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. And if you want to see me do something in particular, then do drop a comment in the section below. Without further ado, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later.